We might jazz until we.
You know, the guy comes like,
we didn't record.
We had like 20 minutes. Can you guys try and do like the intro again?
Can you guys repeat the conversation you had about this?
Has that happened to you?
Recording. And you can forget and remember like in 5 minutes. And you're like, hey guys, let's just redo that. You have to be careful because small monitors you may forget to say where the recording is.
Wait, what type of content are you recording?
Right now?
Yeah.
Right now we're into
African Boy?
African Boy. African Boy is done. Today we posted the last episode of the series. Yeah. It's been hectic. We've been shooting the whole day and editing at night, so you have to post daily. It's like a daily vlog, but it's just been on TikTok. Yeah.
It was daily. I thought you had actually recorded and then. No, but yeah, it was daily because some of the events were happening.
The plan was if people see him wearing the costume, Raymond, if they see him wearing the costume, they have to like post it and like link it. So we didn't want it to link before we post the episode. So we wanted to shoot that day, post that day. So we couldn't keep the footage until the weekend. So we have to do it.
Why didn't you tell people to do that? If you see us...
No, we didn't tell them, but they did. People recorded and posted, and people were so happy to see a guy in a costume on a Monday.
How do you guys come up with these ideas? Let's now go back to the process from the beginning. You were still telling me the transition from podcasting.
Yeah. The radioactive podcast was a good podcast, of course. It got like traction, but it was taking a lot from like the vlogs and like the things you're passionate about. So you're passionate about vlogging and like doing content and crazy ideas. But the podcast was taking a lot of time from that. So we wanted to focus on one thing. So we gave the podcast to Mob Jazz boys. They're doing a good job right now. So
then you decided to.
We're now focused on like making content, TikTok, YouTube, and like so on. Yeah.
What's like that? And don't you fear that like you're taking on this as a career, right?
Yeah, full time.
And you've made up your mind in this.
Yeah.
Don't you feel like all these other jobs where AI is taking over people's positions and stuff?
Yeah.
Do you feel like that will affect content creation? What's the process like? Do you feel like there's more to earn from in the future?
Yeah.
And it's sustainable enough for you to like focus and be like, let me actually really make this my career as regards going to do other things and getting MBAs.
Yeah, I hear you. I think content creation is the future. Like it's the future. Like if you have a child and they tell you I want to be a content creator, like you have to like point them in the direction of that because it's like the future of like. Because you see, even though we say AI and brands are still coming up and like things are still being made and like people want to be influenced, you get me? They won't hire a robot to influence for them.
True, it has to be
a human. Now, it has to be a human. Yeah. People relate more with a human being. People follow people, they don't follow products. That's why when Nike is putting out ads, they don't sell the shoe. They sell like how the shoe is used, the experience, the stories, because people relate more to the people. So I think communication has a long way to go. You just have to tap into it and just be different and stand out and just make a lot of research in it and just like know more about it, because even like editing and like making filmmaking, there will never be a robot that will make a story, that will come up with a story from like raw footage. Like after shooting it, just put it in there. I don't think that will ever happen in 100 years.
Our production house,
the
tagline, is only humans can tell a story.
Exactly.
Like regardless of what happens, this is like the only career in my opinion where human interaction is always going to be needed.
Yes.
Still setting cameras, like getting what you want, like from the color, the taste. You need like a human to make such a decision.
Yeah.
It can't be taken. It's not like packing goods and stuff. So
it's crazy. It's beautiful. That's why me when you ask me what do you do, I'm like I just want to tell stories through film and photo. So even when I'm taking a photo, I want to tell a story in that photo. I want to make someone feel from that photo. I want to make someone feel from the videos. So if I shoot a whole day of African Boy, I want to make sure that this has to make sense to someone, whether they're in Sudan, UK, Europe. They have to make sense of this. Whether this person says Uganda, like someone in Europe will feel something from this video.
Yeah.
So the feeling is you can't tell a robot to make a feeling out of a video. Yeah. And me, video and film and stories are like about feeling. If I watch a film and I don't feel anything, they didn't do a good job.
So what's the goal with African Boy? Is it to target Marvel and all you guys are like, it's you?
African Boy was a joke. It's not. We didn't sit down and say, "Hey, this is visionary. This is taking us to Marvel. This is taking us to." It's just a joke. We're like, what if there's an actual superhero in real life like happening? What if you just wake up and like, let me just be a superhero?
What was the basis of choosing like crimes, things to solve, or it was just happening in real time? You'd be like, yo, let's just go and shoot.
No. Of course, when you get an idea, you conceptualize it. Like you have to know, oh, we're going to do this on day one, this on day two. What entails in a superhero? They have to have crimes. They have to go. They have to be like on radio and like publicize themselves like how superheroes do. Like when watching a movie, when Spider-Man finds out like a Spider-Man, there's news what Spider-Man. So we have to make that in real life. Like, so we have to plan each day and then go out and shoot. And make sure we shoot everything that we planned for that day. Yeah. And some things were out of plan, but they were.
Imagine you guys had gotten someone to audition for Sidekick.
Yeah.
Would it now be a continuation and having them role play?
No, now here's the thing. We want to take this thing to like another country. If we plan for that day, the Sidekick should come, and they didn't come. And the Sidekick day was supposed to be the next day. If they didn't come that day, then they come the next day, to have ruined the whole story then. So we had to make a joke out of even not people coming, and yeah.
Engineer stuff.
Yeah. You have to make it. There's everything.
You guys are really engineering the content. You
don't lose it, because as long as you have footage, you can work with it. You can make anything happen.
Let's go back to speed dating.
Yeah.
How is that like? What's the experience with that? How, of course, people really took that in.
Yeah.
So, from terms of appreciation, I think that was superb.
Yeah.
How do you come up with these ideas? Like, let's do speed dating. Like, how do they come?
It's like, okay, like there's no new idea. Everything has been done.
Really, yeah. Unless you're innovating stuff, there's no point.
Like,
I agree.
Everything is like, you're Christian.
Yeah.
There's a scripture that says there's nothing new under the sun. Everything has been done. But when you see an idea, you have to make it relatable to people around you, like in your environment. How would speed dating be in an African setting? Like, what if we had two random people that come from two different dimensions of like lives and come together on one table and just find love? How would that be? So when it makes sense in your head and you're like, oh, even though it doesn't make sense, when you shoot it, it actually makes sense. And people are shocked because it's the first time they see such an idea. It's not the first time they see such an idea, but they can relate. They know love, they know dating, they know. So you get an idea, find a twist in it, then make it happen. So that's most what we do. We see ideas outside and we like, okay.
If I had my idea and I felt like you guys would execute it very well, I can still give it to you.
Definitely.
Definitely.
We get so many ideas from people.
Which idea wins and which one goes? Do you have like a process?
Yeah, we have we can just jot down anything. We don't. There's no right or wrong in ideas. It may be the dumbest idea, but it may be the idea that actually people like. So, like the Rolex. Now the Rolex, the biggest Rolex is like a dumb idea. Like that's not possible. But like if you think about it, actually, you can actually do it. It can actually be a record. So it's just like a dumb idea. So that's why we write down all the dumb ideas, and then we just
like I actually noticed that.
Yeah.
As noticing when you guys are giving out money. In form of the beggar.
Yeah.
Yet the one giving out money in this case.
So there's so many dumb ideas. Like a band. Now a band in 1 minute is like a dumb like. That's like a game you can play in school or high school.
I thought about it, then I told these guys, let me just try. I think I can just and it was a whole battle to finish the band. You have to. We had another idea. We were telling guys to do like 100 push-ups in 10 minutes. So guys are like, no, I can't do them. until you actually have to do that.
Yeah.
That's when you realize there's some work to do here. It's not as easy as
I'm telling you, like, yeah. So it's like, the ideas are there, like, there are so many ideas, but it's just being able to just be open-minded and just doing it.
Now, in terms of like skill, how much you invest in learning the editing as well as the creation? How much do you do? Have you been doing this for quite some time? When did you start to like edit? How is the process like for you? Like, have you got familiar with all the softwares? What softwares are you using? Like, this need your process?
I think it's not an easy process. Like, it's hard. Like, it's hard work. There's work to be done. I started like, I'm making 4 years, actually 5 years this year, November. I'm making 5 years of editing. But editing for YouTube and content creation is totally different from editing for a normal video, like a wedding video, or like a or like a documentary, or like it's so different.
Yeah.
And for content like social media, YouTube, Instagram, TickTock, you're looking at retention, jokes. So now, before I started working with Raymond, I didn't know the difference between editing for normal videos and videos and content. Like, there's so much that goes into learning to edit for YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that. There's retention, storytelling. Like, the storytelling is different. You want to keep people watching throughout the whole video. You want to keep people on the edges of their seat, because there's a statistic for YouTube. There's like 1 billion videos are being uploaded per second, or like per 10 seconds. Yeah. So you want people to keep on your videos, so you have to make sure you are telling a story proper. Like, you don't give them room. There's no spaces in like talking. You give them like fast-paced videos, and like, so content creation on editing for content is a totally different thing. So
weddings still, even if there's a story, but you probably can finish the whole story with the camera.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like it's like slow, and so you can't watch a movie on YouTube, but you can watch a movie in a cinema.
Yeah.
Because it's slow. Okay. You're following a story. It's like there's a character. YouTube, you can also tell a story, but not in a movie like editing. Yes. You get?
Yeah. Like, but in terms of podcasting, how you are doing radio editing, you still made it worthwhile.
Exactly.
Like, you still had it all this at fast.
Different angles.
Still the conversations.
You get, so it's like very fast, and you want to pick people to. You also get like the funniest clip in the podcast, put it at the beginning so that they can look forward to that point in the podcast.
Because attention span, then they can ride on that.
Exactly. Yeah. So you see those small things, people like overlook them, and they think editing is easy, but editing for content creation is so hard. Like, it had to take me so much humbling to just learn how to edit for YouTube alone. Like,
so that means the time you invest in like African Boy to be real time.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. So you have this thinking that goes into the cut. Like, every cut has to make sense to, like
to back. If you're putting a soundtrack, it has to match.
That's like movement. The cut before and the cut after is like has to make so much sense to the person. So you have to think about what's this cut about? What's the next cut? So there's so much thinking that goes into the cuts, so that when people watch, they don't even think about the editing. You get
now, if you come up with like a template like that, for like African Boy, don't you feel like you see how TickTock designs templates? For like, you can just feed in the content, and then it comes with a manuscript where you can do like a reel from like a bar, and you post that, and it's appreciated. Can that apply like to content creation, where you just
put a template? I wish there was one.
No, like you come up with one. And do you ever use presets? Like,
I do use presets. Like, but I think.
Do you feel like you're going to get to that level where you're designing your own presets for something? Like, you have a program like African Boy, and you design a preset of how it's edited.
Like a format. I can make a format for editing, but not like a preset where you put in footage. Because you can't tell how much frames you're going to cut into, or like how much time, how long is this frame, how long is this person lasting on the screen. how long is this statement that's on screen? Should I cut this audio? So, but you can create a format of like, man, this is how you have to have a hook at the beginning of the video, then introduce the video, then have like the conflict in the video, then conclude the video. Like there is a format of that, but then like, a template that would like make everyone's job easy, and that would be so hard to make.
So, how do you make the decision to be behind camera and not want to create content? Like I know you guys would come up with skits where you can also be inclusive.
Exactly.
Is it the time spent where also do you want to grow like a bigger team, or you guys want to just do it as a duo, like let's say a rapper and a producer kind of thing?
Yeah, but we want to like increase the team definitely as time goes on. We were even thinking about recruiting someone else, but now we're thinking how far can we go with just two of us, because we understand the vision of where we want to be, and it has taken us time to learn and be where we are right now. So want to push as far as we can, then we can add on like other people to help us continue. So how do I choose to be behind camera?
Behind the camera, yeah. Okay, like of course you've been in front of camera and
most of the times I'm in front of the camera, there's someone shooting. But most of the times it's only me and Raymond. So I have to always be behind the camera. I have to always be behind the computer every time. So it's not like a choice. But I have a channel as well. And I'm more passionate about creatives and like editing and like the technical part of things, like cameras and equipment and photography and stuff like that. So I get time to do my own thing and also get time to build like the channel as we go on and we grow.
With equipment, when you speak of equipment, what's some sort of gear any young creative can start with? Okay, like if I just want to create content, quick on the go and more stuff I can monetize.
I think a phone can do.
Okay.
If like it's a young creative, you're just starting out.
Look, the thing is with the phone,
it doesn't give you quality. The quality.
Well, it does. You see, you'd shoot with the 14 Pro, get really good quality. But there's something again. There's a convenience that comes with camera and its footage. Maybe that I don't know. But right now, CapCut can make things easier. Maybe CapCut, with the phone. Do you use CapCut?
No, I've never used any phone editor, but they're good. I've tried them out.
But you've recorded with the phone and used that footage.
We use phones. Like whenever you're not like ready to shoot, you can just grab a phone and shoot like on the go, because phones are easily accessible. Or like you enter in a supermarket where they don't allow shooting, you grab a phone and just shoot. So I've worked with phone footage before. So because equipment is expensive.
Yeah.
And Raymond always says this, there's a lack of content in the world. Like there's nothing like, oh, we have enough content here, let's stop creating content. Like there's lack of content. So whatever you create, it can be a chance for you to blow up and be like a YouTuber or something. So the more time you spend looking for equipment, the more your window is going. Now, like, I'll give you an example of Kabilen. He just used his phone, but he had no idea that what he's doing is going to make him the number one TikToker right now. So he just tried out. You have to try out things. Like there's no formula. Like no.
You live by hope.
You live
by putting in the work.
Exactly. Right? Passion, hard work. Like there's no.
It's almost like going to the gym. You have to first believe that I'll get the results. Then you see the results.
You keep on it. You don't even have to have like a time. I'm going to the gym in 2 months. I'm going to be here. You just have to be consistent. You focus on that you will like. So me, I have a saying that everyone is trying out. Everyone is living off their best guess. You get me? Like everyone is whatever chance they have to create something, they'll try it out. If it catches, they'll lean into that and it blows up. You get it.
So what do you think is the catch here? How you edit your video, your content, more pleasing, or anything can pass. You can just post anything as long as you're recorded and it goes.
Yeah, now that it becomes tricky because you can't just post. but no one knows.
Like Kabilem, you said. Yeah?
Exactly, like Kabilem. Kabilem just did this. He didn't say a word. He just solved the problem. Like that was different for people. And people saw it, they related to it like, they were like, it was very relatable. And
do you, when you're designing content, do you ever think of it from a perspective of like, I'm solving something, like once I put this out there, like see for these conversations, yeah? Like there's a guy who is learning how to edit who will probably love this and be like, okay, I learn from this guy's experience, and that would be good.
Yeah.
But that's like the end goal.
Exactly, yeah.
But for right now, to me, I find this interesting too. Like I need to learn from you. I need to see where your mind's at, content creation and stuff like that. So it's fun, but it's still fun.
Yeah.
But as you're making your content, do you now like African boy?
Yeah.
Do you like have the whole aim of we actually want to save the world, or?
Okay, there are two aims. There are two goals. Like from the get go, you want people to relate. So no matter what you do, you have to. It shouldn't be so scripted. Like even if you have like footage that is shaky or like you're running, it has to look like it was running. You didn't always get stable shots or like.
You have to make it human.
It has to be human.
Have you watched Succession?
No, not yet.
So how?
I've had the series.
So the series. Yeah. So of course the story is quite interesting, but also how they were shooting it.
Yeah.
The guys shooting it made it look like they don't understand who's going to act next. Yeah. Like the camera, you can really see the camera moving to a guy, right, and it falls on this guy, then he talks. Yeah. So it's quite interesting how they make you feel in the moment of it.
Yeah. And that's what makes like editing so good. Like that's why I'm passionate about editing. It's just making people feel something. If someone watches it, because they don't notice the editing. Yeah? But I notice a joke and they laugh at the joke and
the time with that soundtrack.
You get the soundtrack, like everything, the timing is perfect, and you pause the music at a certain time and they felt that joke, the joke punch. I think that to me is like the best thing you can ever give, because someone has felt something from that video.
I see you make a lot of short videos.
Yeah.
But I also understand the shorter the video, the more work.
The more work, the more darling.
It's like an ad.
Yeah, the more darling to kill. We can sit down with Raymond for like 3 hours.
Selecting content.
Like after I edit, of course, I go through the footage, sync the audio, cut through, like have a draft of 5 minutes, and have a draft of 6, have a draft of 4 minutes, cut it down to 1 and 20 seconds for TikTok and Instagram and everything. So we sit down and go through every cut, but having a reason for every cut. So I try to make sure that he doesn't chase away any clip that I put there, because I know the reason for, because as I told you earlier, there's a reason for every cut before and after. There has to be something going on, like something happening before and something happening after. So we have so much like reasoning on. You can even argue for one cut, like this has to be in. Like there's a reason why I want it there, like. But then that helps us have like good content that is very like coherent and like it's smooth to watch and like you can relate to it and it's funny and stuff like. Because there are two heads that are reasoning differently. You get it, so yeah, it's fun.
In terms of monetizing,
what's the plan? Like, what's the bigger plan for you? How do you want to do it? Is it partnering with these brands and asking them to give you money? And then, how is it like, by the way, for you guys to partner with brands? Do they tap into your creativity? You know, that's the thing I'm scared most with brands. I see a lot of people with podcasts and they stamp them with so many products here. Uganda, the guys with visuals. Then it kills also. They don't invest probably in editors to do it really nice. So they just invest in stamping them on the screen, and to me it's a turn off. I can't watch a video like that.
Exactly. True.
Like no, you're advertising. So there's so much going on besides just your message.
Exactly.
And I go off. But then how I've seen, like, if someone has the time to have like a really dedicated editor like you guys, you're behind, you're placing an ad and it's coming into the mix, that's something I can consume.
It's a part of the script.
It's exactly
something that. Like it's already relatable to the story.
How do you see, like, how do you want to do it with
I would first start by saying we're in a tricky market.
Yeah.
A market that doesn't understand the amount of work that goes into content and also doesn't understand content.
Like they don't value the effort.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like some guy sees a 1 minute video and be like, you guy.
I like to say that joke. I like to say this joke. People think you shoot into TikTok. Like when you shoot, it's going directly into TikTok.
I see.
The edited, the colored, the audio, everything.
Exactly.
But it takes actually more than a day to edit like 1 minute, a 1 minute video. But so my point is like my prayer, like my hope is to get to a point where in Uganda, like content creators are valued highly.
Yeah.
Like they're paid what they're worth because they put in so much work. Even coming up with an idea is headache. Like you have
like you just said, you take days to just select on what
to do because you don't know. You're guessing stuff. What if it works? What if it doesn't work out? So right now we are basing on brands.
Do you base on that brands to like dictate
the content?
No. Not okay. There's that.
Yeah.
They could be like, we have this direction.
We're
pushing Black Friday, and there are these products. Blah blah. They have to be inclusive. That could be allowed.
Yeah.
But also, like let's say invoicing, guys. The script, the game, how you're going to execute it, the production costs, all this stuff.
Now, before we used to do that. We used to have a pitch to like brands, have like an idea of the video for them that could help them have like how it's going to go, the script, everything is going to be shot. But now here's the tricky part. When it comes to pricing, that's when they're like, So now what we do is like you see a brand you want to work with, like something you're passionate about, like a brand you would like to actually partner with. Maybe a brand that helps people, or like that's something you want to like tap into and like work with them. So we only reach out to brands that we would like to work with. And also brands that want to work with us also reach out to us. We give them a quote first. Now we like forward like if a brand is not, if a brand just wants to jump on, we just give them a quotation, because when you start with an idea and pitching and stuff like that, you tend to waste a lot of time, and you don't have time as a content creator. You need to be moving, so you have to forward with pricing and then see whether they can work with you. So because by the time a brand reaches out to you, they know you, they know the amount of value you want to give. Brands.
How about though?
Yeah.
By the time the brand reaches out to you, they know how much. You see, like how the artists do it, the creatives, other creatives, and it's almost the same thing.
Yeah.
Guys have just started realizing that with DJs and respecting DJs. And all these other things, like they book them like artists, but they have like standard fees, they have like teams, all these props, all these add-ons, and they're okay with that. How about like brands realize that to work with Net, this is his getaway fee, like a producer, to walk into Talent Africa, to work with Sam, I need to have this amount of money.
Now that's what content creators need.
Yeah.
Now the problem is this. We're in a market where there's so many content creators and everyone has a different price.
There's a different goal and
there's
vision.
A different goal. They can work with anyone. They don't have like a plan maybe for where they would like to be and which brands they would like to work with. Because there are certain brands that won't work with you because you worked with a certain brand.
Yes,
you get it. Yeah. So you have to be careful with that as well. So you'll find I would say there are starving artists in the industry as well as comfortable artists where they're like, I know my brand, man. Like, I know I'm starving, but I won't work with a certain brand even though they give me this amount of money. Yeah. Now the people that are taking every deal, when a brand approaches you who has a lot of value, when you give them a price, you know what they'll tell you? We have this person, he's going to do for us at this price. And that's killing the market for brands here. When you go to countries like South Africa or like Nigeria, content creators are paid highly. Like even Kenya here, like they are paid in USDs.
They can survive, really.
One TickTok is like 6,000 USDs.
So in terms of investment, do you feel like the money you guys have so far?
Yeah.
Okay, let's say the money you invest in a day, let's say in the African Boy.
Yeah.
Do you think you can make it back, let's say, to a level where you can get a profit and probably survive off it Like, because it's career for you. Like, let's say a guy works in a month, the content you've shot in a month.
Yeah.
You can make some money from it.
Yeah.
To survive like a guy who has a job and they
Definitely. And not just even like right now, but also long term.
Yeah.
Because you know, the more you put in, the more you make this content, the more you grow, and people come to your channels and they look at the type of content you make, and they stay, they subscribe, so you have more followers and more views. But there are of course one-offs of like brands coming on that will help you move through months, but also in the long run, you're going to have to, when you have a big audience, you can start sell products, have like products of your own as a content creator. So you have like, because people nowadays, like personalities have brands they are making. They have like energy drinks, they have merch, and all these things make money. So content creation is like...
Actually, there's more money to be made in products,
There's more money to be made in products as long as you have an audience that cares about, because people care about people.
True.
As long as you have a community that is a die-hard community. You know YouTubers like Logan Paul?
Yeah.
Those guys have like now an energy drink that's now like ranking in the top energy drinks right now because they just started an energy drink. But not because they know business, but because they just have a name and a platform and an audience, so they can grow, and they have made a lot of money out of it. So content creation is like so wide. It's even bigger than being an influencer, bigger than brands.
But influencers need to create content, right?
Exactly.
Like, they can only the whole point of someone being an influencer is because they are
creating content. Yeah. So they have every day, whenever they wake up, they think about what can I create, what's new, what can I create new. Yeah.
Do you feel like leadership needs to regulate? And really somehow, like, do you feel like there should be some rules? What do you think about? Do you feel like intellectual property rights are in like our market
for content creators?
Yeah. Do you think? Of course, it's necessary. When I say like, do you feel like it's really a problem that we don't have things like copyright here? Guys can. What do you think about that?
I think copyright is there for content. For like, if you copyright a name like African Boy, no one can use it. But content per video is not there because someone can copy your idea directly. Maybe if you report to like TickTock.
What would be the idea of copying someone's idea directly to grow your audience, right?
Yeah.
Because you're recreating something they can relate to.
They can relate to. But also you've seen it working for someone else. Now if someone comes out and they're like, oh, I've created now Katwe Boy. You get me? Now that's like directly copying African Boy. You mean it will come off like copying, but maybe they have an original idea of Katwe Boy. But that's like, if you have like a copyright to that content, like maybe they have structured the same way I've structured. But also, you can't like point finger at someone, hey, you've copied my idea. That would be like, hey, this is now where do you get your idea? Do you also copy someone else? So I think copyright to content is so hard to copyright content because everyone has an idea, everyone goes around making content. But what's so hard making content here in Uganda is like shooting.
Because of the gear.
Yeah, shooting because people fear cameras. Okay, not people like civilians, but policemen.
Okay. Yeah, so it kills the story, yeah?
Yeah, it kills the story. You have to always hide shooting. You have to shoot in places that are public. You can't enter a supermarket and have a camera on. You can't enter...
How is it okay elsewhere?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now here it's so hard to shoot with a camera at the airport. Like at the Entebbe airport, it's so hard. Even at the borders, it's so hard to shoot with a camera. And also there's racism, by the way. Now a white guy can hold a camera entering a mall and they won't touch it. A videographer, I'm holding a camera, they'll mess with me. They'll be like, no. You can't record here. What are you doing? Give us some money. You can't. You get it. So it's so hard to create content as a Ugandan here. You have to look for places that are public, and it like interrupts with your ideas.
Yeah,
you get
that
me?
Makes sense.
Yeah. So that's like the hardest thing right now. Like we have to be able to shoot from anywhere, and it shouldn't like come off awkward that you're vlogging in public. People think you're mad now because you're...
And people who continuously feel like they shouldn't just be included in anyone's content within their rights. When you say vlogging in public, supposing you put a baby and you've not requested for their
Of course you have to request. You have to request people to be
okay.
on camera. Like even when you were doing like those interviews or like bands, we have to ask people, oh, we're actually shooting a TikTok. Would you like to be a part of a TikTok? Some people don't like to be in camera. Some people
don't mind.
They don't mind. So there's asking, but then also where you shoot from, you always have to think and be like, where can I shoot from that they won't mess with me?
Did you study this stuff?
No.
The editing?
I'm self-taught.
YouTube?
Yeah, but I went to film school.
Yeah, that's it.
No, I went to film school, but I didn't go, like, when I went there after, like, learning from YouTube. So I just went for the paper. I need just see the paper for me to...
So are you going to be shooting movies as well? Because
I'm passionate about movies as well. So, actually, my goal is to have a movie on Netflix or, like, work with a studio in Hollywood. So that's my major goal.
Okay.
Like, I want to, like, tell stories through movies as well.
Yeah, also, that's like our goal here, by the way.
Yeah?
Majorly, we of course, a production house.
Exactly.
We are shooting a few movies, but also investing in gear. So, equipment, we hire out equipment.
Yeah.
Mostly, we're investing in much more other stuff than what you see here.
True.
So, we feel like there's like a bright future. Like food, you can't run out of just creating content. Film. And once stories here are told organically by people here, and they have access to just tell their stories. Yeah. Do you feel like platforms like TikTok are good or bad?
I think they are good. Like, we are privileged. I always tell this Raymond. We are so privileged. We are in this generation where there's YouTube, TikTok, and all these platforms. Like, we are so privileged that now I can say, I'm actually doing what I love full time.
Yeah.
You get me? I am waking up every day to tell stories full time. That's what I do.
How did you discover your passion in what? Creating content, like to really come up with your mind of this is what I want to do full time.
Yeah, for me it was I was never sure about what I wanted in life. Honestly, I was a very jumpy kid. So when I was in my vacation, I was like, what do I really want to do, like, with my life? Like, what am I passionate about? And something clicked in me, and I was like, I've always wanted to take pictures, like, of people and me. Like, so I was like, how do I use a camera to take pictures? I jump on YouTube and I look for how to camera basics, how to use a camera. And then I fall onto a guy called Peter McKinnon.
I know his channel.
You know his channel. Now, from seeing that guy, it just clicked. I was like, and this is what I want to do. So I went to do video. I made my own research. I started borrowing cameras from people that I didn't even know before. But when I saw them with the camera, I just had to make a relationship with them and start using the cameras and being able to go into outside and shoot. And I was also privileged to be working with Watoto. I used to work with Watoto Church.
North?
Downtown.
Okay.
I used to be at the central office. So I had resources. I had computers. I had an iMac to learn from. And so I was privileged to be in a place like that. Mm-hmm. So I had to use the resources that I have to learn and grow by myself. So film school comes in after, because I took 2 years, dead years. I did so many things. I did barista work. That's why I'm passionate about coffee. I rapped. I did MCing. I did so many things to discover what I actually want. So until I fell onto storytelling, I was like, this is it. This is what I want to do. Yeah.
What stories?
I want to tell stories
in whatever format.
In whatever format. I just want to make people however dumb the idea is,
give it life.
Give it life, make people feel something. You get it? Yeah. We edited the Rolex video, and people tell me, man, we cry after this video. We always cry after watching it. I'm like, that's what storytelling
The Rolex video, where did you guys get that budget? Just answer today, the Rolex video.
Now, that answer is for Raymond, because Raymond is my boss. But
okay.
I think it's... The budget was there, and we just had to risk like it all.
Well, how much was spent?
7,000.
7,000.
Yeah, USDs. Yeah, it was a lot of cash, but it was worth it. It was a good 6 months experience. Did we worked on that video for 6 months?
6 months.
Yeah.
One thing. Tell me about the 6 months.
We shot trials. No, there were trials. There was planning. There was measurements. Actually, the first Rolex video was done in one day.
What was happening in like the evenings? What conversation were you guys having? Like, is this continuing? We'll do it.
No, there was no question like, is it happening? Or like, it's going to happen.
Okay.
But are we sure? We're not sure. But we're going to make sure it happens. So we had to use whatever we had. Like, now like knowing like the measurement of the pan. It has to be like this length. Or how is it supposed to be heavy? How do we turn the chapati? And the final set had 60 people.
To those people, what was it like collecting them together? How was that like?
Now shout out to Kasokoso people. Kasokoso people were on set. Kasokoso people were, okay, there are people in an area, one area. Then there's this guy who usually helps us, like he's like a producer. So he's always also on movie sets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He helped us put together a team from the locals. So they were very passionate people. They worked on it as if it's their record. You get, so they had ownership. They fought. The passion on set was like, So, from like there was so much at 22 planning, like every day going there and seeing where the pan is going to be, and you have to shoot everything.
And these guys, everyone bought into the vision. The guys were welding. Bought into the vision. Like, yeah, it will
telling
happen.
a person you're going to make a chapati of 152 kilograms. They look at you and they're like, yeah, you're going to make it.
Nice.
It's just like, for some reason, funny ideas come off.
So how do you contact Guinness World Book of Records to tell them about the idea?
Everyone has access to World Guinness Book of Records. You just have to apply. Now you apply for your record to be considered.
Okay.
So when you have a record, you apply. But if you want to express...
How do you find out that no one has done that before?
You look into the list. Or when you apply, they tell you, this has been done before. Are you going to break it? Or are you starting a new record? So you have to apply, but it costs. Actually, Guinness World Record doesn't pay you.
You paid?
Yeah.
What do you mean you paid?
Like, to apply, there's a fee for application. There's express... Like there's a fee to like express reply.
Like they need to really know that you're serious about what you're doing. Yeah.
If you want your application to be replied as soon as possible, you pay a certain fee.
Yeah.
If you want, there's a reply for like within 6 months. Also, there's a fee for that. Now 6 months is the cheapest, so you have to wait for 6 months. So as we went for the 6 months thing option, and it like we waited for 6 months, and they approved it. It was never done before. So they approved it, we're like, let's do it.
You did it.
And we did it. But yeah, it was the heaviest video I've ever done.
Music videos?
Yeah,
is that like a thing for you?
Yeah, I'm going into music. I'm working with an artist right now. We're planning a music video. It's going to be like a new thing I'm going to. But yeah, I just want to tap into it and see and see, because I've always wanted to do a music video. I just love how music videos look like and how their storytelling is, because the story has already been told in the song.
In the song, yeah.
All music videos are doing, they're telling stories using compositions and frames and cuts, and so that's what they're
But
doing.
look at like you see a music video like Tap Out. Do you know Tap Out?
No.
Tap Out by Nicki Minaj, Future.
I think I know
Yeah,
it. I think I know it. Yeah.
It's a big song.
Yeah, I know it.
So the song is completely very vulgar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone and their lyrics to Nicki, it's about their private parts and whatnot.
Yeah.
But the video is so classy. Everyone is in suits, in their best attire, something like that. Like, how do you think a music video is supposed to be directed? See, like, let's say Bandana by T.G. Omori. Like all the costuming people are doing,
the colors and everything. Yeah.
Do you study color? Do you understand color?
Yeah, I like colors. The thing is, I feel like an artist, like a director or an editor, like you shouldn't be in a certain box.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be like, oh, a music video. Like, let me say, if it's about love, it's supposed to have 2 people in a video and it's supposed to look like this. I think what differentiates between a director like Cole Bennett and T.J. Omori is like they're both creatives, right?
Yeah.
But it's their heads that, like, how much can I open my brain to like go and want and just be dirty? I mean, when I'm starting editing, I tell myself, it's time to get dirty now. There's no right or wrong. I'm just going to cut this thing. How like a kid is playing with like sand, like I'm just going to get dirty with what I'm doing. So I think the more we let our hearts and minds go, the more different we can stand out, the more creative thing we can be. That's why you hear Kanye West sounding different, because he has let himself go.
Yeah.
He has no box, like he has no limit. He has no rule. He's not following a certain rule book. There's a rule book of composition. The picture has to look like this, but after
he's
all
let
that,
go, like he's
how can you use that to like create something totally different? If people are looking this side, they're going to see the other side. So I think me, that's my goal. Like every time I'm like creating something, like even like videos. Yeah.
What do you think about Kanye West as a creative?
I think he's a genius. I think he's a genius, and he's not comparing himself to anyone. Like he knows he's the best. Like I think it's something that like all creatives should have, like in them. Like
do you feel like you're the best editor?
Yeah. Right now,
like genuinely, when you look at YouTube,
genuinely,
and you see work from Daggy B, work from
Yeah.
Moses Owena, work from anyone else,
yeah,
you feel like nah, these guys no.
I don't say nah, this guy's
No, you appreciate good work.
I respect good work,
yeah.
But storytelling wise and editing wise, I think I'm the best right now in Uganda. That one I said confidently.
Do you say it because you have trended the most? Your content has trended the most?
No.
Your content trending the most is about very many factors.
Yeah.
No, it's really good content.
It's good content.
It's good content.
Yeah.
That can't be stolen away from me.
Because the thing is, trend comes after you publish the video.
True.
But
see, like Kabilem,
yeah, he just did that, and like,
and
it's different. It's different. So you have to always be different. Find a way to be different. Like find a way not to be the same.
How have you taken in feedback? Have you really had technical feedback of guys jazzing? No, this was edited really bad.
Yeah.
I didn't get this. Like let's say from like personal circles and close friends. Yet it's been published and it has been appreciated by the market.
Now I love criticism, but I've never gotten criticism unless from Raymond. Okay. Raymond tells me good criticism. But I've had people say, "Oh, good work, man. You did it nicely. This was a really nice video." But my goal is not to people notice the editing. I don't want people to notice the editing. Like have you ever noticed editing in a movie?
No.
Ever watch a movie like, man, this cut.
But if you're like a movie guy,
story. Okay, if you're like a filmmaker, you notice
you'll be about.
But even a filmmaker, you'll be like, you'll notice that after.
Yeah, after you go back, how did they make this?
How did they make this?
How did this come?
When you're watching a movie, you don't look at the editing because they've made it seamless. It's a story. Like you even forget about the thing. So me when I see people's comments and they are focused on the story and the jokes and stuff like that, I'm like, yes, that's it. I don't want them to focus on the editing. That's not the goal. Because if I make a bad cut, it's going to distract them. And this guy edited badly. Who's the editor, man? You get. So
actually, that you are a good editor when more focus is on the story, and no one ever talks about stuff.
Yeah.
I see.
So you find that now the industry is being I would say this. The industry is being like corrupted because you can see if a video has too many effects, people are going to focus on the effects. They're going to forget about the story. So how do you make a story raw and make you feel something without even putting anything in it?
Can you achieve that with a music video? You make it seamless.
Yeah, it's possible.
And do you ever have to follow like the lyrics and patch into what the guy is trying to communicate? Or you can just focus on the visuals, just getting people to appreciate.
Yeah.
There's a music video we've shot for Ryonga, No Job.
Yeah.
Now, of
Ryonga
course.
and who? Ryonga and
No, I think this is his song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not yet published.
Oh, okay.
All this other popular stuff.
I'm joking.
It's there. No, I've not leaked information. it's coming. The song is already out there. The audio was released.
Yeah.
So the music video for it.
Yeah.
When you look at the story is so fancy, but the song is about how are you surviving with an expensive life yet you have no job. He was talking to like the average Ugandan girl in a bar who is always popping bottles from Monday to Friday. She has no job, but she's actually living all this school life. So the video is what Moses tried to do was to just maybe match the beat. But not like focus on the story, but good color, no story, just good color, good transitions, people having fun, and the song is really nice. So there is that. Do you feel like it's better to like follow a story? There's also one of the best editors I used to really like when I was growing up. Was Colin Tiley. He used to edit. He edited most of Lil Wayne's videos. So there's this video, John with Rick Ross. So he makes the intro of the beat is, but you really see it in the video, but then you can't see that it's edited. You might think like maybe it's in the environment, it was in the lighting they did it, but it's so seamless.
Exactly,
it's just there. Do you feel like you should focus on the beat and give people the attention? What should the video do to like the viewer? From a perspective.
From my perspective, I think art is just beautiful, because you can make the cut to the beat and it feels something to the audience. Like it feels nice because they're seeing the song and they're like following the beat and the visuals are following that. But then there's so much that goes into a music video because you already have the story, so you can put together frames and have like a mood board already that you want to achieve. So you can look at so many videos that have the same feeling and see what have they done with this feeling. You get me? How many love songs? This is a love song. How many? Let me watch through love songs. How have they done this? And you'll find that there are so many like things that directors have done to the same topic. Like it's so different, but the message is the same. They're all coming to love. So is storytelling the most important in music videos? I think yes, it is. But then also it shouldn't be. It should be about storytelling because it's entertainment.
Okay. It should entertain me.
It should entertain me. Now you see, Last, the music video Last. It's a sad song, but it chose to make it like boys having fun, celebrating the chick going. You get it, there was no babe in the video, but is it storytelling? It's storytelling because of the visuals. You see boys having fun.
Maybe that's how he handles his breakups.
You get it. He's smoking weed and the visuals are everywhere, very disruptive. You get he's showing that he's winning through even his angles. Like the angles are very low, they're elevating him, and he's close to the camera, like he's showing elevation, like he has won the back. The babe has not dumped him, he dumped the babe.
Do you shoot with an idea of how you want to edit?
Yeah. So it won't be like very vivid. Like you won't shoot like, oh, I know this thing's going to be here. It won't be vivid, but you notice things you can put together and patch together and be like, this will work well with this if I put it together. So you can be able to be like, oh.
And in like the transitions, like when you're holding, do you make it easier when you're shooting? You're like,
I know.
Recreating this transition probably. It's better just do it to the camera.
Exactly. Okay. You're like, this shot I've just shot. If I shoot the next one like this, it will match cut this. It will be like a match cut. And then sometimes you don't see those things as you shoot. And when you're editing, you see a transition. You're like, this was actually, I can actually put together this. That's why I call it being dirty. Just try out everything that you can. You make yourself dirty when you're editing. Editing is fun. Talking about it is actually, I haven't talked about editing with someone.
Very interesting. Good.
It's very interesting. I think you're doing great, man.
With a podcast. What you said? What is your podcast going to be about? You've already shot.
PES podcast. Called PES podcast.
PES.
Yeah, PES. PES is coming from space, so I feel like creatives need a space to sit down like this, having a conversation, and just talk about clients. Talk about creative blocks, because it's not always easy for me to sit behind a computer every time. It's not like I won't be like, oh, it's fun. Like I'm always at the top of my job. I'm always like this. No, I have burnouts. There's a time I'm like, I need to get off this PC, or else I'm going to hate doing editing at all. So I need to just get off this PC, go to like Acacia, have a coffee, walk around, just leave the PC alone.
Is it how then does is it like you free up your mind space in a day? Let's say you're African boy. Now African boy, you had deadlines to meet. Yeah, you wanted it to be like done and out.
Yeah.
So you shoot, and regardless of where your mind is at, you have to edit and release.
Exactly. Now, what makes daily shooting and editing easy is that you have to lock in. Like your mind is there in shooting, and if you're the one going to edit, you already know where everything is, and you know where everything is going to be placed. So after shooting, you just need 3 hours of lock-in and just put together everything.
Yeah.
Because already you've been shooting and you've been telling a story in your head. So it becomes easier. Yeah.
So there you'd... oh my God, the question actually runs out of my head.
That happens a lot.
Yeah, but now pace.
Yeah.
You just hosts.
Pace, I just want to have creatives. Like whatever creative they are, like sing, musician, talk about stories that they've been, like things they're going through. Like maybe a client did them this. You know the stories in the production industry. They're bad clients, they're good clients.
I should come on and tell you.
Exactly. You should tell me all the conversations, man. So I want to have that podcast for just to have a conversation with like creatives and see where their heads at. So this podcast is for creatives and people who would want to get.
How do you want to shoot it? Sit down conversations.
Probably go into a person's space. Like I can come in and just have a conversation with you as you take me around. So I just want it to be like so organic and stuff like that. So I want to tap into the creatives, man, because I haven't seen a podcast out of like in Africa talking about creatives, like sitting down with creatives and talking about their process and stuff like that. Because now, like, you know Jumbo Martin?
Yes.
He takes photos, right?
Yes.
But there are photos that have made it, like, have made him who he is. Like, there are photos that he has printed out. But there are stories behind those photos. I want to know that story, like, that process. Oh, he was on the road going to, like, Karamoja or, like, Mbale. This happened. Or he got hungry, he bought, like, something on the way. Or he got inspired by this photo. Like, all those stories are very interesting to hear.
So now, like, let's go back. You see speed dating your episode.
Yeah.
Do you think, like, the questions Raymond was telling you to ask the women?
Yeah.
Yeah? At that phase where you had...
you're
getting the questions from him. Yeah. Do you feel like that's his experience with his dates? He has probably talked about his...
No. Actually, I had refused to do that. But no, I had to do it because for the content.
Yeah, it was dope side. Like, when you think about it, it was really dope. Yeah,
it was really dope. So, the thing about it doesn't do it was just a joke. You can't go on.
Let me tell you, the best jokes, when a joke comes out really good like that, just know it's someone's reality.
That's right. He has already thought about it. Yeah, actually, that's comedy. Comedy is people's reality, but they're running away from it.
Probably happened. So yeah, that was also really dope. When I was watching it, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
The fact that it's just being communicated and you're just there as a robot who's passing off an experience.
True.
And seeing
what do you think about content creation, like in Africa, like Uganda and like Africa? Okay, let's just say Uganda.
Yeah.
What do you think it's headed to, like?
Well, it can't stop. In generally, I feel like content is like the fastest way you can actually become a millionaire.
Yeah.
Yeah. And people's goals are to be extremely rich. And this is not to like overthink life. When I become a millionaire, that would be good, but I don't overthink it. Like I don't wake up and tell myself I'm gonna be a millionaire.
Yeah.
But in terms of when you look at life and money being very, very important to achieve almost everything.
Yeah.
With content creation, you can actually make a lot of money. And I'm saying this, yet I've never made a single shilling off this podcast. Just investing it. No shilling, no advertising stuff. Yeah. But I know You can look at it long run, like Joe Rogan,
and
think that maybe after I shoot, let's say, to 1,000 episodes, I'll have enough influence and enough power and authority that a platform like Spotify would give you enough money that
would endorse
this stuff. But you can't survive it. It's like food. So you have to create. The fastest way you can innovate mostly now and bring up an idea is through content creation.
Exactly.
If you create it. You are probably not going to create like an iPhone from like Africa. But you can create a skit. That's
you can create a skit. Funny. You can point out something.
I mean, look at what Eric Omondi did. In a minute from like tweets. And he really brought the picture of how people feel about a situation. And he put it out like. So I feel like Africans are doing it. But then brands
are not understanding, I think. They're not yet on the wave of content creation.
And the big issue with that is because most brands are run by people not from this generation where it has spiraled up.
They're still
like
going
old minds and stuff. So they feel
advertising.
Because a guy making a decision to pay like top of chain marketing who has to cash out guys who are going to record content has a lawyer son your age. Now, because the lawyer son your age is at a firm where they're probably not paying them and they're making them do a lot of work, he feels like if they pay you enough money, yet you're young, he feels like that's waste of money. He doesn't see the actual value invested into. People also don't understand. First of all, gear is very expensive.
Gear is expensive.
Gear is expensive. Just operating it, the technique, getting a guy who understands camera, white balance, and do what, give you your time. It's hectic. It's time. It's investment. So, effort. We, as leadership from above, like, we have a problem of how effort is appreciated here.
Yes.
Most of the things where people really include so much of their effort or not. So that's a big challenge. But if we focused on a collective idea as content creators, because again, the business of creating content is so new. If we focused and were collective, where the brands we're in a position where the brands need us and they see the value. Then there we can claim our position. And be like, no, you pay this much. That comes, you look at the Nigerian market, how they stabilize their music. At some point, they used to have they used to do what we do. You produce a song and you let it for everyone to listen to it. But now they have controlled music. Actual artists have controls, they're signed under labels. So there's like a path. You can monitor how much you're earning, let's say Spotify and Apple Music and all this other stuff. So the same direction with content. I see Afro Mobile guys are trying to do it. Having some sense of
media, guys,
that's a plus. But we need just more of that. Like collective, where first of all, people can access content.
It's accessibility.
And
like
pay.
There's a lack of accessibility. You find that there's more people watch TikTok than any other platform in Uganda than YouTube. Because TikTok is accessible. Uses less data, quick, it's fast.
You are still telling me about TikTok. You think it's a blessing as a content creator?
I think TikTok is a blessing. Like it's a good platform.
Don't you feel like it then?
But then it distracts people.
Distraction is there.
Firstly, no, I'm not talking about like distraction from work and something. Like distraction from stories, original stories.
Exactly.
Someone said
people
TikTok,
just want to consume that and stop there. Like if it's not in a TikTok, no, I don't have time.
Someone compared TikTok to traditional TV. Like you remember how you used to sit down on TV and look for program to watch. Yes. You're clicking like this, looking
and
for
that's a very, very, very legit argument.
Exactly. And it's like TikTok. you're always like this. It's not nice, you move on. So nice, move on. So nice, it's nice, stay there.
That's
move
a very
on.
legit
You
argument.
get. But YouTube
and TikTok is just so real because for it you possibly cannot tell that 10,000 people are watching this TV program at this particular hour, but you can tell in your video that I have 20,000 people who have in 1 hour. I have 20,000 people. So if I'm passing like an ad, and I don't know why brands don't see it. Brands will still go to TV and pay 4 million in an ad.
And fail to give that 4 million
to you.
To a content creator.
30,000 assured. TV doesn't have that. In 1 hour. Like if we are to count 30,000 eyes in Uganda, this time that you're watching this program, you cannot validate that on TV.
And how many people have TVs?
Thank you. But you can validate that on TikTok. You're like,
exactly.
yo, I have this and it's there. Right now, how they're actually doing it to survive, they get people who are popular on TikTok.
Yeah.
Then they get them on their TV programs, then cut those TV programs and put them on TikTok.
Yeah.
So they're competing. They really see that they need the audience of all these other platforms.
Yeah, and I think what you said is true. Like there are people in these places that are in marketing. People with traditional way, like the traditional way of.
So
marketing.
they look at life like, no, this guy who puts on faded jeans is going to come and walk away with 10 million. No,
you can't walk away with this contract.
10 million, no.
Yeah. And also there's that thing of, it's called Chikono.
Yeah, it's too much in UG.
Our names come on tables, but some guy will say, you're Mark, totally serious. He's not serious. How can he do that job? Let's not give it to him. You get.
How are you dealing with such challenges, by the way, for you? You just keep creating.
You just have to create good things, because at some point someone will appreciate you.
But now, for you guys who have so much to prove in terms of even numbers, why don't you let the brands look for you? Okay, of course you need to eat.
Exactly.
You need to survive, really.
Exactly. Yeah. Like there's that. We had sat back and be like, let brand look for it. Let the brand.
And the guys paying. Like the subscription when you guys did
that? Guys actually subscribe. Guys are on Patreon. Guys are sending mobile money. They are very support. We have a supportive community.
Nice.
Yeah, but brands are headache, and also brands in UG work with agencies. Which agencies are another problem.
They're just useless middlemen. The issue I don't like with agencies most of the time is they want a big cut from the creation,
Yeah.
And it fails to make sense.
And you're the one creating. You're the creator.
You're the creator. But some of the
time, guys to shoot, to set up, to edit, to do all these things.
So that really bothers me. Have you worked with an agency?
Me as a person, I've worked with an agency. But we've worked with we've talked to agencies as well.
To be official representative.
No. Like agencies have told us, this company wants you. Like agencies have like they have come to us first before the company, because they want to take a cut. That's my logic. So they'll come to you. They'll tell you, man, there's a company that wants to go there and talk to them about this. But what you want as a creator is to have attention from the real brand, the people from the brand.
So how are you strategizing? How are you guys placing yourselves so that the brands reach out to you as you buy, putting your stuff out there? How do brands reach you?
Brands just reach us from ideas. Like we can have a band video that blows up and makes noise on TikTok and Twitter, and people will start reaching out. How much you do an ad? But also if someone says something in a video that they could use, now like that broom, like the broom you saw of the African boy. A brand that makes that broom, which I was like, hey, we saw our broom in your, and how can we work with you? So I guess like something like that. You have to keep dropping in things to show that you can also work with brands. That's another technique of pitching a free ad to a brand. Maybe you want to work with MTN, or
you do the whole thing.
Do an ad for them for free and then see how they respond to it.
After you publish it. Or how about you do it and take it to their boardroom?
You have to publish it.
And they find it.
Yeah. But you're not only targeting MTN, you're targeting other brands to show them that actually...
This is what I can do for you. This is what I can do for you.
Yeah. So you target brands, and they're also like, this guy is doing ads actually. We can also endorse him. Like other brands see you doing ads, and then,
Interesting. Tell me about you.
Me?
As an individual, besides the content creation, the creative, the school. Tell me about the person you are. What kind of values you have.
I am...
But wait, the question has come back.
Yeah.
That was a good question.
I know this thing. Because you can when you talk about something, you remember.
Do the numbers make sense? Like, do they give you the adrenaline when you spiral up? Do you look and stay up at night? At some point, when you guys were doing the podcast,
the
subscribers, they could, at some days you'd be like, 10,000 guys have come, 1,000.
Yeah, that's after the 10,000 counts.
Okay.
But you're not keeping count. Okay, I don't like keep on like phone. I don't actually consume TikTok.
I don't as well.
I don't consume TikTok. I don't consume Reels. The only thing I consume is YouTube.
I consume Reels because we make a lot of those for buzz here, but I only consume the ones we are making. So when I'm in the production house there and guys are going through them, that's what I take. Of course, I see others on IG because almost everywhere there's like a reel moving. But TikTok, no, I don't know. I failed to use TikTok. Not like I failed. I post on TikTok. I run social media, TikTok for big conversations. So I post just that. But that's all I do. I take the content, post it, and go away. The most I can read through, of course, some videos guys are going to post in your groups, where you see them, go to your Twitter feed and see some TikToks. That I'll consume. Yeah. But to like spend my time on TikTok, and it's not like I'm cool because I spend a lot of time on Twitter, but it failed with TikTok.
Man, for some reason, I don't consume, I don't go on TikTok and see how much. I usually even ask. I had first ask him on how is African Boy performing? Or this guy said this. He'll update me on comments and stuff like that, because I don't want to base on what I'm editing next on what I've edited last.
You have your plan and your vision of editing, and that's what you want to follow.
I just don't want things to be the same. I want every video to be different. Yeah,
so you don't tailor any of the editing
based on what I've edited before.
On feedback.
No, there's feedback that you can use.
Let's say some guy shouts, no, okay, I get what you're saying.
You get it? Maybe retention. Yeah. If I look at a graph of a video and you see those retention graphs? Video was good at the beginning, they watched and it fell off here. I will ask myself, why did they fall off here? That would be my question.
That's genius.
You get it? So when I'm editing, I'm like, they fell off here, so what can I do to change that? How can I keep someone watching until they finish the video without getting off? So I want to retain them. You get? So there's a distraction technique. You put all the things that distract you in front of the video editing.
What content do you consume yours?
Me, I consume podcasts, editing podcasts, like YouTube content creation podcasts, creative content. Christo, you know Christo? Yeah. Christo has a future podcast. I listen to the editing podcast. This guy called Hayden Hiller Smith, and some other guy.
Just get that one.
Yeah. So those guys talk about content creation and editing for retention and editing, storytelling, and these are guys that have worked on YouTube for big YouTubers and have made over 100 million views for
Do you feel like you can survive off YouTube? Make good content and YouTube alone to pay you and you get stable money?
Yeah.
Guys are doing it.
Guys are doing it.
Making what content?
Personalities.
Yeah.
Personalities are doing it big time because they are making content. They're getting brand endorsements. They're getting products of them.
No, I'm saying when you top up the brand endorsements, that's cool. Yeah, that's good marketing strategy
as a person.
But I'm saying YouTube, your channel to be paying you from
AdSense.
YouTube.
Yeah. Yes, but then AdSense depends a lot on where you are and your viewership. The CPM of a place says a lot about how much you're earning from AdSense. And from copyright music, you don't own a single penny on that video if you use copyright music. Only AdSense is so hard in Uganda.
Because I had seen your channel. You had a corporate ban on almost every single thing.
Because we used
soundtracks.
We used to use copywritten music because we felt you rather tell a better story than fearing to use a song. So you rather use a song. But it affects your AdSense, and also AdSense here is so little. It's so, I don't know why, but it's very little.
Makes sense.
So you have to have an account made in US. Because US has the highest CPM. Yeah. Because people there watch YouTube a lot. So
guys in Nigeria, do they have? Yeah. Because their numbers.
Actually, Nigeria and South Africa have a high CPM. South Africa and Nigeria. That's where we want to go actually. And
replicate African Boy.
Yeah.
In Nigeria.
Yeah. That's the goal. That's the goal. We have fingers crossed. We get the.
You will. You guys are going to do that. Yeah. Let's go into you telling us about you.
I mean, there's not much to know about me, but I'm very I'm a Christian man. I'm born again Christian. I believe in God.
What are your values?
My values,
do you move by things like honesty?
Yeah. I definitely honest, integrity. Like, you rather do something in the light rather than doing it in, like, hiding. You rather do it in the light and know that that's you, rather than doing it in hiding. So I believe in that. Family, like that,
marriage and stuff.
key,
You're gonna get married, have your family.
Exactly, have your family. But when I'm ready, I don't want to. I believe that my belief, me, as what I believe in, is like, it wasn't my fault to be born.
Okay.
You get, it was my parents' plan to be born. So my idea of like getting married and having children has to be, they have to come into this world when they're going to live the best life, like their best life, because it's not their fault to be born. Understand? It's my fault. So that's like what I believe in. I believe that there's no talent. Like, no one has talent, just have to work hard. Like, hard work beats talent.
So, as regards content creation,
you
believe
like
right now what you guys have done with Raymond has been working hard.
It's hard work. It's putting in.
So when people see Raymond smiling through a video, they don't know.
They don't know how many takes that guy has done.
I hear you on that.
You get me? Like so many
in terms of actual hard work, when people just see a video.
Voiceover is also art. Like, you have to learn how to voice over, how to articulate words, how to pace voiceover, how to speak in voiceover, how to hold breath, there's so much work put into even the 1%. So that 1% you change in every video adds up to so much at the end of the day. So it's always work. Like, you can be the most talented athlete, but then a guy would come and wash you away properly just by working hard. So me, that's something I live for, like hard work. Because I'm not the first in this industry of editing and filmmaking.
Yeah.
But when I was starting out, I told myself, all the people I look up to, they were amateur at some point.
Who are these people you look up to?
Peter McKinnon, Jumba Martin, that's someone I look up to.
Photography,
yeah? That guy I told you about, Hayden Hiller-Smith, he's an editor. He edited for Logan Paul for a while, for a long time. So that guy, I also look up to that guy.
Interesting.
So when I was starting out, I looked at those guys and I was like, these guys also had an amateur level. But the problem we have right now in this industry is that young people that are coming up, compare themselves to people and they lose gas to even start.
Like when you go into the gym and find a guy who's already
guy with wings,
6 packs and whatnot.
Can I even do this?
Today, then they don't come today, you come tomorrow and you see him for him. You know, when you've reached some level, you just need to do push-ups and a muscle formulates.
Exactly,
you add on to a shot. So if you don't get that in the first 3 days of editing,
like, nada, I'm wasting time. I'm washing and putting, but everyone has...
Do you like specialize and be like, I want to create... You don't edit podcast kind of things, like let's say TV talk show. Like you don't want to do that kind of editing.
It's not that I don't, but given an opportunity, I can. Like if it's in my line of work, like if it's like, it's maybe like part of a story, I would do it. But giving it time right now, giving it time right now, I may change everything. Now, if you told me to edit for a TV station, I may just make them angry because I'll change everything.
I see.
You get?
How do you handle burnout?
Come here.
That session. Yeah? How do you handle burnout?
Burnout. It's burnouts.
Chester, come.
Burnouts come and go.
So you just wait them out?
I wish it was that easy, just wait them out. But I feel like stepping away helps. That has been my remedy, like step away.
Do you step away and listen to some good music?
Step away and do something totally different. Go hang out. Go and watch a movie without thinking about it, or like watch comedy. I love comedy. I watch like specials and stuff.
Yeah.
So I just
have you watched Dave Chappelle's latest?
Yeah. I also watched Hassan Minhaj.
I've not watched the special, but I like him.
He has a new special. So there's that. Stepping away helps. I'm also talking to fellow creatives.
Okay. What conversations do you have usually?
Conversation like man, I no longer feel what I'm doing. Like honest conversation.
What happens, by the way, when you look at when you're creating things like reels, you can produce today for the villa, then produce tomorrow, produce for another bar, hype. Then you feel like it's almost the same thing. Like, how do you get out of that and be like, no, actually, this is. Also, do you feel like it's a bad thing to create the same thing, or it's actually like?
It's a good thing. You become an expert in that thing. Because if I've edited for 7 days straight and I've enjoyed every day of editing, it means that you can also enjoy anything you create. You get, even though you're editing a podcast, you can find something about the podcast that you can get attached to and love to do about the podcast. You get me? So the other thing I wanted to say about that, what you just said, creating the same stuff, is that people feel like creating the same thing is okay. Like creating the same thing is a bad thing. Like editing videos is like if I'm editing, like let me say Raymond's video, and Raymond just does speed dating videos. If I only edit speed dating videos for a while, I may hate what I do.
Yeah,
you get me. But it's okay to hate what you do. I've come to peace with that. I used to think that when I hate what I do, I've lost my passion. But no, you still have the passion to do something.
Netflix has this guy who has the Spacecast.
Yeah.
Duncan Trussell, Midnight Gospel. Do you know him?
No.
You should look out for it, by the way. I wanted to tell you this when you mentioned Pace Podcast.
Yeah.
So did you copy it from the Spacecast? It's a podcast on Netflix. It's called Midnight Gospel.
Yeah.
But also its editing is crazy. First of all, his animations.
Yeah.
But then he adds, let's say you're having a conversation. He puts what could be going on in your mind on the screen in that time. It's really nice. You should watch
I should look into it. I mean,
that's
something. I'll look at it.
That now, as we are concluding.
Yeah. So let me just make this point.
Yeah.
I think for every creative like out there, it's okay to burn out.
Okay. Yeah.
It's okay to hate what you do. But stepping away and giving yourself a day or two and recover without doing anything, you can get back to your feet. So you find some people actually.
So you really feel like stepping away is important. Now let's say creatives in workspaces. Yeah. How do they step away?
No, that's a problem. But there's also a saying that everyone has 24 hours.
What you do in yours matters.
What you do in those 24 hours counts a lot. Like, I never used to be a planning person, a schedule person.
Yeah.
But I had to learn to schedule myself and just force myself to block off time and just step away. If let me say I'm done shooting for the day, African Boy, I may feel like, no, right now if I sit on the PC, I'm going to be productive at all. I'll take a nap for 2 hours, step away, not edit. I'll back up, organize the footage, step away for 1 hour or two, come back fresh. You get me? So it's okay to step away and manage your time and block off time.
Yeah.
You get me? You see, it's like blocking off 30 minutes every editing, like let me call it blocks, like every editing session, blocking off 30 minutes to just step away saves you a day or two of burnout.
Okay.
You still enjoy what you do.
You can't get locked into.
You can't. You can't fail to
step away and breathe.
Yeah. Because you have the passion. The passion is still in you, but you're just frustrated because of, like, your brain hasn't rested enough. Like, your body is reacting. It's not your passion. Your passion is still there. You still love what you do, but it's just your body reacting, and like you're getting burnouts and you don't understand. You're getting depressed and stuff like that. So you have to walk away. And also talking to people honestly.
Yeah.
People fear to tell people they are losing their passions. They think, people, how would they?
What do you do whenever you feel like you're losing your passion? Like, besides just stepping away, like on a grand scale, when you get those thoughts of, man, I really chose to be a content creator. Guys are engineers and stuff, and maybe I really chose wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, it's you. But when you like me, I talk to Raymond a lot.
Yeah.
Like he's my boss, but also my boy. I talk to him. I tell him, things are hitting me right now. Like I don't feel like it. Like he'll be like, oh, man, same thing. And when you relate with someone, that's why I created the podcast. Is when you hear a story that you relate with, you'll be like, hey, I'm not alone. By the way, like someone has actually gone through the same burnout as I've gone through, so I'm not alone. Most of the things that put us on the wall, we feel like we're alone.
You believe in spreading more love and connecting.
Exactly.
The power of connection.
The power of connection. Like someone says, it's like someone just come out and, because we're not all perfect, we're all messed up. You get me? Just come out and say something about it. Like if someone says something about it, you're going to touch so many people.
Yeah.
Because they're waiting for someone to actually speak up about it. Yeah. That's
all right. What legacy do you see for content
in UG?
In yourself, yeah. And would you want to leave behind? For you guys, like, we want to remember him like this.
Yeah.
In regards of content, like this is what I want to do. You're already, by the way, creating that, yeah, with the editing. It's cool stuff.
I think my goal right now is to change the way content is made in Africa-wise.
How so?
From the way I edit, the way I tell stories, the way I deliver the ideas that we shoot, it has to stand out from everyone. You look at YouTubers, you think, why are YouTubers in US different from YouTubers in Africa? What's different? It's just the way they tell stories, the intentionality in every cut.
That's reason. So true.
Yeah, you get me. Like, so it's not just
you will see dedicated time.
Yeah, dedicated time.
Someone takes this serious.
Someone takes this serious. Someone thought about this cut. You get me? That's why you feel like this at a certain point in the video, like, this guy has touched my heart. So I want to change the perspective of video in Africa, like storytelling wise. Like someone has to feel something on TikTok, even on like YouTube. Like at the end of a video, you have to be like, this guy. They have to get attached to a character in a video. I have to create characters in videos. People have to feel something out of the videos I make at a certain point. Like that's what I'll be like. This guy actually made content creation fun. Yeah. It's not about just making a video. It's about making someone feel something from a video. Yeah. Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense, man. Thank you again for honoring this.
Thank you so much, man. I had fun. I just love sitting down and talking about editing and content creation. And